lush is wild. Oh. Sometimes I wonder how the hell we get ourselves into these kinds of situations.
Friends, what are your names, please? Pati. Call him Choncho. Pati. Yeah, Choncho.
Okay, Choncho.
Choncho.
Ah, that's easy. Choncho.
Dylan.
Dylan.
Yes.
Okay, Choncho, Dylan,
Ali.
Ali. Okay, Franco. Okay, Choncho, Dylan, Ali. Ali? Okay, perfect. We're going to have an action today.
El río es muy fuerte.
Fuerte, fuerte. Okay, so guys, for turn left or turn right.
was crazy. Okay, my friend.
Boys. Huevones. Oh, mucho divertido. Oh my god, that was so much fun. Holy shit, adrenaline through the roof.
According to my heart rate monitor, at one point my heart rate was like 140. So.
Okay, so give us a quick rundown of your experience.
So we were going down the River Petrohue on riverboards, which is like a sort of a thicker stand-up paddleboard that you just sort of like swim down.
It's half the size of the paddleboard.
Yeah. And so at the beginning, we did a little like tutorial area, which meant we had to learn how to flip, which was a bit intimidating, but once you realize you could easily do it, not that bad, which is a good idea that we practiced it.
Yeah.
But as soon as we get out of the training area, it's probably the hardest rapids of the entire sequence.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and I got so pitted, bro. Like literally, at one point the wave is like a 2.5 meter tall wave. I go up, I come back down, and then now I'm in a cavity, because the reason why I'm in a cavity is because there's another 2.5 meter wave about to take me up. I'm like, oh Jesus. And it was fun. Some parts were like a bit nerve-wracking, like in terms of just like, oh, this is like really like, there's not a lot of chance. Sometimes there weren't changes for brakes, but usually it would get over like those really intense bits, and sometimes, and then you would just have to, like, if there's a wave coming, you angle into it unless you have to turn, and those parts were pretty simple. But I really enjoyed the experience overall.
Yeah, I had a great time. Like the parts where I'm like I think the second or third rapids were the best ones, because you kind of like
second one.
Yeah,
I think the third one, man, because like I was like managing a good time, like I was right behind the instructor, like I was braking a lot, like taking them slower was like much more doable, and like pushing your thing up and you're like, get lost,
get some lost,
and then landing and get lost. Oh man, and yeah, it was a good time with the instructor even. And it's just like, and then at one point I got really overwhelmed.
Man got
like,
pitted.
there was so not enough time sometimes to breathe. Like when you were breathing, you're like,
you get slammed, and then you come out, you're like trying to breathe, but the second slam is already being
like
slammed.
So it's like
Pitted, bro.
sometimes like the waves sometimes would just come in from the side. Oh, and also I had the issue with my helmet was like sliding, so I was just doing like parts of this were blind, and I was like, oh, water in my mouth.
yeah, at one point I was like, I'm pushing through it, and then the second time I didn't want to push because I was like slipping and making mistakes.
They caught me
slipping, so I was like, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna sit on the catamaran, support catamaran. I'm just gonna have a good time. And my catamaran was not
the safety.
The safety almost flipped. That was a fun time.
It almost flipped in La Garganta.
La Garganta del Diablo.
Garganta del Diablo. That was the wildest of all the rapids. The devil's throat is what it's as it goes in English. For me, it kicked in. The adrenaline really kicked in is when we were in that practice pool, practicing how to unflip ourselves. I'm like, oh man, I gotta do that shit.
Like when it's like wild
and with the rapids sucking me under. I'm like, oh man, it's about to get real. The first one I didn't find too chaotic because we were all like bunched up together. We were holding each other's things.
But oh no, the thing is I got kicked off.
Yeah, you broke off. I was like, oh, Choncho, where did Choncho go?
Sorry, I had a slightly different experience on that first one.
No, the first one was okay. I'm like, oh, that's not too bad. The second one, we were too far apart. We broke apart. and then me. Oh no, we're doing it in doubles.
We started as
Doubles,
doubles.
We started as doubles. Me and Pratik were together, and I can see the shadow of a rock, and we're heading right for it. And I'm like, rock, rock, rock. I don't think you heard me
I
at
didn't
all.
hear shit.
This dude was like this.
Yeah, and as soon as we hit the rock, Chancho was like, gone. He's gone in the
He's
water.
gone, man.
And I'm like, I'm turning my board or my body to see where he is, and then I got slammed by the side by a goddamn rapid, and I get sucked so deep.
Then yeah, at
under.
that point you were all on our own.
Yeah, everybody broke apart, and then I make it to the surface, and I get slammed again, and I got slammed repeatedly, maybe like 3 or 4 times in a row, to the point where I almost lost my board, and I got out, and I was like gasping for air,
Gasping for air, yeah.
and I just get slammed again, to the point where the safety cameraman had to like slow down, and like I was basically nestled in it, and I was just holding on like spitting out water and shit, and then I was like, okay, maybe I can just hold on, and I realized like, oh man, I'm gonna get, if we go to the next rapids and I'm holding
You're
on
gonna
to
get
this, I'm gonna get slapped, not with water, with a
Metal.
The metal and the rocks under
Yeah.
you, because you're like
Yeah,
deeper
you're
in the
gonna-
water in the cabin.
You're gonna get sandwiched, and I'm gonna get bonked hard. So I let go, and I had to just like deal with it, and then I was like, okay, that's not too bad, And then our Franco, he was like, oh, the next rapids are the Garganta del Diablo,
Which is not an intimidating name at all.
not at all, like just the devil's throat. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
And then
I
we
saw
fucking-
you guys flying Chilean space program.
we flew.
You saw I got some burn?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I got
you guys
all-
almost went into it together in the yard
part.
sale.
Yeah, that was sick.
But I was busy holding them.
I look behind me and I see you like nestled in the camera. Like, oh, that looks so cool. And the camera pans, I'm like, oh, this is gonna sick footage. But yeah, that was certified wildness.
That was legit.
And I think we'll drop off the equipment at the storage bin, and we'll be